Hello everyone, Thomas here. Thanks so much for clicking onto this video. Today I want to talk about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. It's the new special that has come out for the 30th anniversary of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And I want to kind of just give you my thoughts real quick of what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. And there are things here and there that I'm probably going to forget about because I didn't write anything down, but here we go. If you want to ask me any questions, just put it in the comments, any of that. That would be awesome. But either way, this is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You know, it's one of the... It was one of the largest franchises of children's entertainment. 30 years ago in 1993, it became this sensation, this crazy thing. And me personally, I was born in 96, but I watched Power Rangers from Mighty Morphin to Zeo to Turbo to In Space to Lost Galaxy to Lightspeed Rescue. Lightspeed Rescue is actually one of my favorite seasons. It might be my favorite season of all time, and it's crazy because most people... it's not that fact, but either way, there's been some awesome, specials in the past, including like Forever Red with Wild Force, bringing all the Red Rangers together. That's really awesome. And also they've had episodes where they've brought the teams from the season before in and team up, and that's always really fun to see, to do, whatever. But I do feel like there's been something lacking about Power Rangers lately. I feel like Dino Fury has gotten up in a sense, and I know that there's always like this meta cheesy campiness to Power Rangers, and that's always a thing, and that's always what Power Rangers looks like and feels like. But there's no difference with that and Once and Always. I feel like it's a very cheaply made production. It's not the best looking thing in the world. The CGI is kind of weird. I think that the Megazord sequence is actually pretty fun. I think that having an animated Power Ranger series with that type of CGI would be awesome. But for a actual live action Power Rangers, it would have been so cool to see them in to see them in a costume or with figures and fighting each other like they did back in the day. Because I think that looks more realistic than a lot of CGI does. Like, think of the Forever Red CGI, of the the bike in the air and like how awful that looked. It kind of reminded me of that in a sense. It did look better than that, obviously. We're in 2023, but I do feel like there's a significant lack of production value there in this series, like, because it's Hasbro and it's Netflix, and I know they probably did it on purpose. They wanted it to feel like the original series, but I feel like it could have shown us how much it could have grown as well. The acting throughout this is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it's really, really good. Like with Min's character, I feel like her acting is very well done a lot of the time, but then there's also times where it's really bad, and I think Zach Taylor, Walter Jones does a really great job throughout here as well. Billy Cranston, David Yost, I think that it's very hit or miss with his as well. But I will say the worst, I think, throughout the whole episode was Stephen Cardenas, who plays Rocky. I like his voiceover is really weird. His acting's very weird, and I don't know. It's just like one of those like little things that I noticed while watching. And I know that Jason David Frank didn't want to be a part of this special, and it's very weird them talking about Kimberly, Jason, and Tommy but not showing them. They show them morphed. I know that they're going to the cemetery, and you hear, oh my gosh, it's morphin' time. Ugh. And I think the voiceovers for them actually did kind of sound like them. I don't know if they ended up using past recordings or what they did for Tommy, Kimberly, and Jason. I feel like it definitely sounded a lot like them. But either way, I think this was a cool tribute to Trini, and it was a really cool situation. I know it was filmed before Jason David Frank passed away, and knowing that, it is kind of sad knowing that he did pass away and he wasn't part of the special. I think that having Billy back was really awesome. I do think having his character be such a big part of the special, him and Zach, their dynamic is really good throughout this special. But I just do feel like there's things lacking. Like I said, there's a lot of cheap feel to it, and I know that's how the original series was, but it's 30 years later at this point, and I know people think of it, oh, Mighty Morphin, I remember it being so campy and so crazy, that's how I want it to be, but honestly, showing how much they've grown would have been an awesome way to produce something more high budget. You know, I was thinking more of like a not necessarily as high budget as Stranger Things, but something like that. And it did have kind of some serious undertones throughout this episode. And there's been a lot of people talking about how much darker this episode was compared to other stuff of Power Rangers. But if you think about it, like Lightspeed Rescue is a pretty dark series, and like RPM and Time Force, they have these dark moments and dark feeling, and it's like that kind of throughout the series sporadically as well, not just through specific seasons. But saying that, it was cool, you know, them talking about, but like Lightspeed Rescue, that they literally fight demons. Like it's a dark series, so Power Rangers has been dark before. It's like people's just forgotten about it. And I feel like the 2017 Power Rangers, there was a good mix of comedy and darkness for that as well. And I know that was to try to start up a new series before Hasbro got it, and it ended up not doing that well financially, which I understand why. You know, they don't want to put too much money into Power Rangers because they think it's not going to make as much money. But with Hasbro owning it and being a part of it, like that, they're spending money with Transformers and, you know, just big high budget things. It would have been really cool to see a higher budget original Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin, you know. But that's really my biggest complaint. I feel like the production was just like the show, which I guess, like I said, people want that, want to hear that, want to see that. But I'm somebody who wants to see a higher production value to make it feel like Hasbro actually wants to spend money on this product and want people to enjoy you know, a higher quality or higher standard in Power Rangers. This is obviously a 30th anniversary special. We're not going to probably see any sequels or anything like that, but I really am hoping, I know they have been in talks about a more adult directed Power Rangers series, I guess sort of like a Stranger Things or something like that. But I'm super excited for that portion of Power Rangers because, yes, I enjoy the kid, you know, version as well, but it does still feel like they're trying to like talk down to kids instead of talking to the kids or with the kids, or because kids understand a lot of things, and just it's weird, Power Rangers as a whole. And like I said, the campy acting has always been a thing. The campiness, it's always been a thing, but it would have been awesome to have a higher budget of things. The storyline in here was pretty good. Execution wasn't the best in the world, but I do think that there were a lot of good opportunities that were hit. I think there were a few misses as well, though. Zach Taylor, Walter Jones, and Billy Cranston, David Yost, you could tell that they wanted to be there, and especially Walter Jones. I feel like Walter Jones was in his element. He wanted to be back, and he enjoyed being back. And so that's one good thing that I could say about this. You could tell that there were a few people there that actually cared and wanted to be a part of something big. I think that the storyline with Rita and how she came back was really awesome, and you know, making Billy feel like the blame, but also kind of overcoming that as well with Min and Zach being like there are some awesome elements there, but I just feel like it could have been, especially, you know, with Netflix and Hasbro being the ownership of Power Rangers. Like, it's so crazy to me that it's not a higher quality piece of material. I know I just went on a rant about the quality of the episode, but that's really how I felt about it. And I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10. Like, it wasn't awful in any sense of the word, but it wasn't great. It wasn't hitting the expectations that I thought it was going to. But either way, thank you so much. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.